Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Today we made sardine bread. Very tasty, very yummy. This is actually homemade sardine bread, the best you can ever taste. So the first thing I did was to put 2 teaspoons of yeast in a bowl and add a drop of water. Stir continuously. This is just to test the activeness of the yeast. I stirred it very well to remove lumps, cover it, then set aside. I have my flour. This is about 450 grams of flour. I added 2 spoons of sugar, 2 spoons of nutmeg, and mix everything. This is actually the dry ingredient I'll be using for this recipe. So I mixed everything together, then make a little hole inside of it. I actually used 2 teaspoons of sugar because I'll be using condensed milk. So I added oil from my sardine. This actually has a lot of oil in it, so I first of all added oil from my sardine, then some butter to complement the salt. I added my condensed milk, and of course I'm going to use my hand so that I'll feel the texture of the flour. So I mixed everything thoroughly until it becomes crumbly. I poured my yeast. As you can see, it's already formed bubbles on top of it. So will actually make your flour to rise faster. I added some more water, then I continue to mix it. I'm trying to form a dough of bread from this mixture. So make sure you add little water little by little so that you won't have your flour over mixed or too watery. And remember to set aside some dry flour in case you mistakenly poured excess water, and also for making a dough. So this is what I got after about 30 minutes of thorough mixing, turning, and rolling of my flour. So at this point I have to cover my dough and allow it to stay for about 45 minutes. I have my sardine. I'm just going to shred it, remove the bones, make pieces and into a tiny bits. You can just do it as you desire, but me, I prefer doing mine in a tiny bits. So in your baking tray, spread your baking sheet, your parchment paper, or whatever you choose to call it, in your oven tray, in your baking tray. You can decide to use baking pan or whatever you choose, but for this recipe I decided to use just my baking tray. So I spreaded some butter on top of my baking sheet so that I won't have it burnt. So this is my dough already. After 45 minutes I have to cut it into two and knead thoroughly. This is actually weakening, but I have to do it so that my bread will come out soft and smooth. So I kneaded for about 15 to 20 minutes. Please make sure you sprinkle your dry table with some flour so that you won't have your flour or dough stick to the table. So I have to spread it out with my rolling pin. Then I have to put my fish at the middle of the already flattened dough. You can decide to mold in any shape of your choice. So spread some butter at the tip of the dough so that it will help it close, so that it won't tear open when it's already in the oven. So I have to close it very well. I'm actually making the shapeless bread because I won't be using a baking pan, but however you choose to. I'm actually consuming it myself. I'm not selling it. So however you choose to make yours, you can decide to use a baking pan. You can decide to do a freehand. However you choose, try to close the tip just the way I'm doing so that you won't have it tear open at the heat. Then I have to spread some butter on top of it so that it won't get burnt when I place it into the oven. I'm actually spreading enough butter because since I'm not using a baking pan, I'm just going to use enough butter to spray enough butter on top of your already rolled bread. Do this until you exhaust your dough. This is my second bread roll, so I'm just going to do the same as I did on the first one. Make sure you close the tips very well, then place on your already buttered baking pan, butter again. This needs a lot of butter, then set into your oven. Guys, my yummy sardine bread is ready. Very yummy, tasty and delicious. Come join me, guys. Please like, subscribe and turn the notification bell so that I get notifications whenever I